guys, my name's Cassandra and welcome to my video broadcast. So I've been in Ottawa for a few months now, and as we've been having an unusually warm fall, I've decided that I should be exploring outside more. I've gone on a lot of nature trails, but my favorite place to visit is in Quebec at Gatineau parks. My first visit took me to explore Mackenzie King Estate. This estate was owned by Canada's 10th and longest running Prime Minister, William Lyon Mackenzie King. He spent over 50 years renovating his property, and upon his death donated the estate to Canadians. The grounds are absolutely breathtaking. You're able to walk along the trails that Mackenzie King had actually walked upon himself, and there's this one little place where there's like an amazing waterfall, although there was no water when I went there, but there was still like these small little waterfalls which were very calming to watch. There's this one section where you're able to look out at all the land beneath you. The combination of farm fields and all the trees getting all their autumn colors created an amazing view. I ended up staying on the grounds till well past dark as I decided to take the haunted tour. I don't necessarily believe in any ghosts or anything, but I find it very interesting to learn about the paranormal activities that happen on and around the estate. Once I got back in my car, I started up Google Maps on my phone to help me get home, but I didn't realize I only had about 10% battery left, so about 5 minutes into my drive home, my phone completely died, leaving me without directions. I was pretty confident I could still figure out how to get back home, and this worked fairly well of getting back from Gatineau over to Ottawa. However, as soon as I hit Ottawa, I took a wrong turn and somehow ended up on this very dark highway surrounded by trees. And all the ghost stories from the haunted haunt kind of started playing with my imagination. And I swear, I drove by this one person, and when I looked at their face, it was all blurred out, and it creeped me out. Luckily, I was able to find a well-lit gas station and kind of found my bearings so I could find my way back home. Not letting my absolute lack of direction scare me off, I decided to visit Gatineau Parks a second time. However, this time I decided to explore Pink Lake. Despite its name, the lake is not actually pink, but instead a very green color because of the algae growing within. There's a lot of nice trails surrounding the lake where I was able to get a lot of great photos. However, I was paying a little too much attention to which trees I wanted to photo shoot, and I kind of lost my balance and fell down a hill. Yeah, that happened. Luckily, there was no one around to actually witness my failure at walking, but I did learn about where my priorities lie. My first instinct was to make sure my camera wasn't broken, then I checked my cell phone, and then I finally checked to see if I actually hurt my ankle. Luckily, I only badly sprained my ankle, and I probably should have just kind of walked back to my car at that point, but I wanted to finish my hike, so I just kind of continued walking until the end of the trail. Pro tip? Don't do that. By the time I got back to the car, I was definitely limping. To make things better, that night I was planning on going to Upper Canada Village to see Pumpkin Inferno, which meant a lot more walking around. So instead of being smart and changing my plans, I kind of just went home, wrapped up my ankle, and took some Tylenol to ignore the pain. Yeah, I know, not the smartest thing again, but I was really glad I went because Pumpkin Inferno was amazing. What this event is they have an old pioneer village which they decorate with close to 7,000 handcrafted pumpkins. They have different displays like gardens, portraits, horoscopes, even free Wi-Fi, which I just found hilarious that in the middle of this pioneer village they offered Wi-Fi. Probably my favorite exhibit was the Jailhouse Rock one. Come on and do the jailhouse rock with me, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. It was really cool how they put like music to the lights, and they also have really good pictures of trombones and saxophones. It probably would have made it better if they had at least one trumpet, but I was still very impressed. Another amazing exhibit was their space exhibit where they displayed all the planets, including Pluto. As well, in the tree they had pumpkins hanging which had stars in them, along with an astronaut. Like, look at this astronaut. It was so well done. I was really impressed with this astronaut in the tree. Overall, it was a very well done exhibit, and I'm glad that I kind of forced myself to go and see it, although my ankle is kind of paying the price for it now. Looking back on all these activities, I realized that they're typically done with more than than one person. And if you would have told me a few months ago that I would be doing them by myself, I wouldn't have believed you. Heck, I couldn't even go grocery shopping by myself, never mind going hiking and group tours. But there's something about being in Ottawa for such a short amount of time that it's given me that extra push that I needed to step outside of my comfort zone. I'm really glad for this because it's allowed me to experience things that I wouldn't typically have been doing. Even though both times kind of ended with me being lost or kind of injured, it's given me the confidence I needed to prove to myself that I can be an independent adult. I've also found that having my camera is very helpful because it provides the perfect excuse to kind of just step aside and take photos as you let a giant group of people pass you by. Speaking of photos, here are some of my favorite photos that I've gotten during my outings. I've been able to get a lot of amazing photos, a lot of animals and trees and different pumpkins at Pumpkin Inferno. If you want to see more pictures like these, make sure to follow me on my social media. All the links will be down below. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, subscribe to my channel. Other than that, that's all I have for this week. Until next time, bye!